They really got away with this? Yo guys, what's up? I'm back with Vigilantes episode 1 and 2 review and first impression. It's a spin-off series of My Hero Academia, and I heard many good things about it, so I'm expecting this to be good. Anyways, let's get started. Episode 1 opens with a brief explanation of quirks and the development of a superhuman society. Taking place a few years before Izuku Midoriya and his classmates rise as heroes, the story introduces Koichi Himawari. A university student, Koichi witnesses All Might heroically saving civilians from a villain. Caught up in the moment, he suddenly remembers he's late for his part-time job and rushes off, only to run into some local thugs. So it looks like Koichi is our MC with a pretty lame character design, who failed to become a pro hero like most people, but I like the fact that he isn't a kid. How do you guys feel about it though? We see that showing a blend of fear and desperation, Koichi pleads for mercy as the gang gets ready to attack him. In a desperate move, he activates his quirk, Slide and Glide, which lets him move across surfaces. However, the quirk lacks sufficient speed to be useful in a fight, causing both him and others to underestimate its true value. This part nicely portrays that Koichi is a fast and logical thinker, which kinda means that he can go pretty far to get his job done, unlike pro heroes, who first think of morals, pride, and whatnot. Moving on, we see that on his way to the convenience store, Koichi comes across Pop Step, an idol using her leap quirk to perform acrobatics. Jealous of her impressive skills, he can't help but feel inferior. He ends up arriving late to work and gets scolded by his manager, who also tells him his pay will be docked. Just as things seem bad enough, the same thugs he escaped earlier barge into the store. This new girl is obviously our female MC, and I think she might be able to use her quirk in some interesting ways, but other than that, I don't have much of an impression on her character yet. Next we see that after taking a brutal beating, Koichi heads home feeling dejected. Despite everything, he finds comfort in dressing up as All Might and doing small acts of kindness to help others. During his outing, he encounters Pop Step again, who shows some interest in him. However, trouble returns when the same thugs appear and target Pop Step, grabbing her and attempting to hurt her. Koichi's natural instinct to protect others pushes him to step in. So yeah, a good guy is always a good guy no matter what. I mean, Koichi literally wanted to leave because he knew staying would only mean bad news for him, but in the end his good nature won over his logical thinking. At the end we see that one of the attackers, using a quirk that creates spikes from his body, prepares to strike Koichi. Just as the situation turns grim, a mysterious man known as Knuckleduster suddenly bursts from a dumpster and declares himself a hero. He quickly defeats the gang and inspects their tongues, searching for signs of a drug called Trigger, which transforms regular people into villains. Seeing promise in Koichi, Knuckleduster invites him to join a mission to track down Trigger users, who can be identified by their blackened tongues. Though hesitant, Koichi feels compelled to assist. The next day Knuckleduster starts questioning a man about the drugs, when Shota Aizawa Eraserhead arrives and stops him for breaking the law. Some of you might jump on me for saying this, but I didn't like any of the character designs so far. Also, I believe this drug is the same drug that we see in the main My Hero Academia story later on. With all that being said, now let's jump into episode 2. At first we see a tense clash unfolds between Knuckleduster and Aizawa. Mistaking Knuckleduster for a villain, Aizawa confronts him, using his erasure quirk to try and shut down any abilities. As the fight progresses, it becomes clear that Knuckleduster isn't a true threat but an unlicensed vigilante. Realizing this, Aizawa backs off, offering a stern warning before stepping away. I don't know about you guys, but Knuckleduster having such superhuman-like strength without any sort of quirk didn't quite make sense to me. Also, I wonder if Aizawa will play a major role in this story as well. We see the trio come across a mutated villain, once a salaryman, who has turned into a monstrous being after taking Trigger, a powerful drug that boosts quirks at the cost of mental stability. The creature goes on a rampage, specifically targeting Pop Step. Honestly speaking, I didn't feel any sort of tension while watching the scene, rather it was kinda funny and cartoonish, won't you agree? By the way, the only reason they got away with such a clear X-Men reference is probably because the author once collaborated with Marvel. Then we see that in a courageous move to protect her, Koichi springs into action, using his sliding quirk to save Pop Step. Then Aizawa uses his quirk to capture the creature. So it looks like Koichi's quirk somehow allows him to slide upwards too, but given his speed, it shouldn't be logically possible, don't you think? Also, seeing knuckleduster beating the villains was pretty fun. At the end we see the police investigating the area. One of them says no pro-hero was dispatched to defeat the villains, and the chief officer says vigilantes must have defeated them, and that they shouldn't break the law. Back at Koichi's place, the trio finds out that people are using goofy nicknames for Koichi and knuckleduster. I think knuckleduster might be the chief officer, so him saying vigilantes shouldn't break the law is pretty ironic, no? By the way, their nicknames are quite funny. Overall, I have mixed feelings about this anime so far, but for now I will watch it. By the way, episode 3 should already be out by the time you guys see this video. Anyways, thanks for watching everyone. If you like my video, then check out some of my other videos. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to keep me motivated to make more videos, and you can also leave a comment if you want to say something, because it helps me fight the almighty YouTube algorithm. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram or check out my Facebook page, links are given in the description. Until then, see ya.